with, I don't know if the team talked about more in hockey than the Toronto Maple Leafs. Craig, are they a playoff team?
Yes. And, you know, earlier in the summer, I would say that, without knowing that David Krejci was not coming back to the Boston Bruins, I would have said, okay, they might be in a little bit of a challenge. Florida's a real good team back in the Atlantic Division, along with the Tampa Bay Lightning, which we know. And, Boston is still formidable. But when you lose two players, Tuukka Rask, who's going to be out for a period of time, and whether he signs back with the Bruins or not remains to be seen, and David Krejci, an outstanding centerman behind Patrice Bergeron, I think that that clearly opens up the door for the Toronto Maple Leafs. Because let's not forget that the Maple Leafs have a really good pair of defensemen, two pairs of defensemen, Riley and Brody and Muzzin and Hall. And then that forward group is still formidable. They can score. I mean, we all know that the questions around the Maple Leafs are what can they do once they get to the playoffs. But I think I see them as a playoff team. And I think that everybody can wait till April, if you're a Leafs fan, to see if they can improve upon the last five playoff seasons, because the last five playoff seasons have been a no-go in terms of winning a playoff series.
Yeah, well, the next question for me was like playoffs, like they've had an easy time getting in the playoffs pretty much since the Matthews and Marner era. Do you think this is the year they finally get out of round one?
No.
No, too many good
Because
teams.
I think there's too many good teams, and I don't think they're better than Tampa Bay or Florida. So that means that's their first round matchup, one of those two teams, and I don't see them being better than those two teams, and I don't see them being able to beat those teams in a 7-game series. And I don't think it's a lot of talk about the Toronto Maple Leafs. I have no problem with that core four of defense. I have no problem with that group of forwards led by Matthews and Marner and Nylander and Tavares. We know they've lost Hyman and whatnot, but I still think it's a formidable group. But I think they're too thin. I think when you start to go through, the challenges of trying to win a playoff series and try to wear down a team, I don't think they have the capability. And, last year they tried to add some players and, I certainly thought that they made some nice additions. I mean, they're hoping that Nick Ritchie and Andre Kashe, two free agent signings, can help them. But I think they're too thin. And I think it comes back to the salary cap, the commitment of dollars to too few players that doesn't allow them to have to be thicker, deeper in their lineup. And if you're not deeper in your lineup, you come up against real good teams that are deep, you have a tough time beating them.